In this video we're about to watch, college dropouts and graduates came together to talk about the value of college. Check this out.
I have my college grads on that side and my dropouts on the other side. First statement. I feared how I would be judged if I didn't go to college.
Just me then, that's cool.
It was the fear of me caring about what people thought, as far as like my peers, but then when you start bringing your parents into it, and it's like, that's a greater fear. It's like you live for your parents, it's like, you know, you want to make them proud. So I just fear this closure between me and my parents, you know.
Yeah.
I went because they wanted me to go, and then I said, if you want me to make you proud, let me do this.
Wow. Okay. This is unbelievable. So this is a warning to parents of kids that are still in the cultural system of walking through K through 12, and they're about ready to walk into this, and the expectation of culture that going to college is the next best decision for your life. In other words, if you don't go to college or you drop out, you're somehow less than. You're a loser. That message has been so ingrained in our minds that parents grow up as the students with that pressure, then they become the parents, and it just perpetuates and perpetuates. And you see right here, this is all about not disappointing our parents. And we're making huge decisions about the future just to make our parents proud. What if we shifted the conversation? This young man right here, I loved what he said. Hey, if you really want to be proud of me, what I do, then let me do this. Wow, what courage. We as parents have got to start having these conversations to strip the necessity of college away from earning our love and earning our pride. Whew, powerful stuff there.
I wasn't afraid that I would be judged if I didn't go to college, but I also didn't question going to college. It was just kind of the next step, and I didn't plan otherwise, so
That's like that path of growth. It seemed like it was the next step.
Yeah, and you're encouraged by your parents.
Hey, let me tell you something. It's the only step. Let's be honest. Now, that is slowly changing, but up until this point of history, college is the only step. And so it's just, okay, here we go.
Exactly.
And
They gave me that pathway saying, you know, the only way you're going to succeed is through college. But then as I got older, they gave me the idea, well, you can do whatever you want if you find your path, though. You need to find your path. But if you don't, you should go to college at the end of the day.
Oh, but see, it's just like a half truth. Yes, we all need to find our path. But if we don't find our path, or we haven't found our path yet, defaulting to a degree we don't want and may not be able to use and cannot afford makes finding the path even harder. Wake up.
I believe college should be free.
I'm broke.
Yeah, seriously, right?
I had an in-state, like, all of my tuition was paid for, and I still have debt. Now I'm sitting on it, and I don't have a job, not like a real job.
Yeah, the debt definitely racks up.
It's ridiculous.
No, that's true, but that becomes an investment in the future. You
That's
would hope,
true.
at the end of the day. So you have to take that on.
You have your education, but does your
Wasn't
bachelor's
worth that
degree
much.
get you a higher paying job? Not in my experience.
Let's talk about free college. College should not be free, but it should not be anywhere near as expensive as it is. What they're saying is free college is not ultimately free. It just means they're not spending any of their personal money for it. But are they? Because a free college model would require taxpayer funding, which means we all are paying for it. So college will never be free. However, college tuition has risen far higher than the rate of inflation over the last 10 to 12 years. That's wrong, and it needs to be addressed. These higher education fat cats care more about their fortunes than your futures. It's big business, and it shouldn't be.
If everyone went to college, it would become useless.
I just feel like a lot of people out here just getting degrees by luck or getting degrees by cheating their way through. And if that was the case and college was so accessible, I just feel like we'll have a lot of wannabes and not people who are really passionate about, you know, what they want to do or dedicating sweat, bones, and tears into what they're doing. So the world would, I don't think, would be a better place if everyone was just a degree.
Did you just get converted?
I changed my mind. Because I guess, then you don't think of it. It's not college, you're just doing it.
And think about labor workers, like people that just do manual labor. You don't need a degree to do some manual labor work. So if you have everyone, you know, sticking their heads in a book, we won't have stuff being built. Your house won't be built. Your cars won't be fixed. Your oil change. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to realize that in life, especially in the world, it's a balance of people. Like,
I know what I want to do with my life.
Yes.
It took a minute. I mean, it was not an easy journey, and it was a lot of investing and finding out that I was investing in the wrong things. So, you know.
Okay, one thing that's really interesting here is you see most of the students or most of the young people come into this going, all right, I know. And I believe that's true of most of us. And I really think it plays out beautifully for the young man who's making his way to the group. I know what I want to do. And then he goes, oh, and he turns around because that's what's going on. It's the specificity. How specific. He's going, well, I have a general idea. And he's walking towards the group of, yes, I know what I want to do. And then his brain takes over. And that's a classic example of the heart going, I know what I want to do. Then the brain goes, well, do you know exactly? Can you name the job title? And then we go, and that's the pressure that we all have. The brain and the heart tend to have a wrestling match because the brain wants all of the answers before moving forward. When the heart goes, no, we're going this direction. We'll figure it out. Really interesting breakdown on what happened there. But I think overall shows that most people have a general idea what they want to do and they just need permission.
I like how you changed your mind.
I had to think about it hard. I was like, wait, I really don't know.
Wait, do I? I want to say that I don't feel lost. Like, I don't feel like, oh, I don't know what I want to do with my life. I'm actively pursuing a lot of goals right now. And I don't anticipate like one goal lasting me a lifetime.
I was going to school for architecture, and I was 3 years in, and then I got into acting, and I booked a job. And then I realized, I was like, whoa, I really like doing this. So I dropped out of school, and I decided that I'd pursue acting instead. But that came later on, after I did 3 years of college.
Education is the key to success.
Watch
So
the
when
societal
education,
pressure.
You know, I didn't necessarily associate it with college.
Yeah.
I just associated with gathering all the tools and the data and the knowledge and then embodying that in whatever field you want to be successful in.
Yes, education is the key to success, but institutional education is not the key to success. We have millionaires all around us in the United States that have never darkened the door of a college. Learning, yes. Going through a traditional 4-year degree and getting a diploma, no. And that's the difference.
Beautifully put.
I took education as like a college degree when you presented that
That's
question.
what I thought
Yeah,
too.
I did. That's why I didn't even walk up because.
And you have to realize, like, we learn daily. Like, every day we're learning something. And it's so funny, there's no book in front of us to learn those things that we learn. It just so happened that we crossed the right person or someone related that information to us, or, you know, just based off life experiences. So I don't think that you're going to be successful based on the fact that you went to school or, you know, you're opening up a book or something.
You said daily is a learning experience. Every time you wake up in the morning, you should be learning something new at the end of the day.
I love this group. I think it proves one thing, that there's a whole lot more common sense out there about education and how it has been forced on us. It is a cultural norm that has become an expectation. And if you don't meet that expectation, you're dealing with all kinds of imposter syndrome and shame and fear, and it's just got to stop. Because if you actually just let people wrestle through these questions, which is so brilliant about this series, you begin to see that it doesn't quite make sense. Two-part question to help you determine whether or not you need a college degree. Number one, is it the only way to get qualified to do what you want to do? Number two, is it the best way to do what you want to do? If the answer is no, hold your head up high and walk into the qualification process that is a whole lot less time and a whole lot less money. There is no shame in your game.